Hello, I'm John Nelms, and I want to invite you and I want to entice you to come along with me for our next trip to India, which God willing will be in November and December of this year. The culture is so different. Food is fantastic. The sights, the sounds, everything in India is different from every other place on the planet. You feel like you're stepping back in time. The city of Calcutta has hardly changed since it was first built. You go into the rural villages in India, and you may as well go back 1,000, 2,000, or 4,000 years in time. And I don't know of any place that has ministry opportunities like India does. In fact, I would say that every pastor ought to go to India at least one time in their life. It will enhance your ministry in ways that you can't begin to imagine. They'll stand in line for tracts. I've seen thousands of people almost trample themselves just trying to get to a free New Testament. You know, they say that in India there's several 100 million gods, but none of those gods love. They all demand, they all require, they all take. They don't give like our God gives when He gave His Son Jesus. I'm going to be there for about a month, so you can come and go as you like, whatever fits according to your schedule. But no matter how much it might cost you to get there, the impact that it will have on your life will shrink that total. And the blessing that it will get to those who see you, to them, the idea that you left your home in America to come to India to spend time with them is an overwhelming blessing to them. So if you're interested in going, get in touch with me and I'll fill you in on the details. Now, my plans for this trip is to go and visit the major places that we're supporting preachers. There's 4 or 5 major locations throughout India, but I'm also going to meet with a new group of some 20,000 preachers in southern India, and then I'll be going over to Sri Lanka as well. Everywhere we go, we'll have translators. Everywhere we go, there's transportation. We'll have comfortable, safe places to sleep at, and you'll just have the time of your life getting to know these pastors, going to their villages, preaching in their home churches, being able to share the gospel with them. Now, let me say this. If you're not interested in going, please consider helping the team to go. Everywhere we go, there's going to be pastors by the scores that want to come out and hear the preaching of God's Word. And we do want to be a blessing to them, show them new ways and new methods of evangelism, to encourage them in their growth, to give them boldness in their witness. Well, for us to do that, we've got to get before these guys. That means everywhere we go, there's going to be many pastors coming. But when they come to see us, we have to cover their expenses, whether it's hitchhiking or a bicycle ride or a bus ticket. We have to give them a place to sleep. We have to give them food. It's not very expensive, but when you begin to multiply it by hundreds and thousands of preachers, it adds up pretty quickly. So I want to ask you to do several things for us. First of all, will you pray that this trip will be blessed by God, that we'll go exactly where He wants us, that His timing will be evident, and that we will do and say the right things that are there for His glory and for their benefit. But would you also consider sending us a little offering to help us out? The more you give to us, the more we can bring in pastors that can be benefited by this. You can have one pastor come in who's now going to be able to go back and encourage his church and maybe have 10, 100, 1,000 people saved as a result, all because of a little offering of $10 or $50 or whatever you can afford to give. I hope you'll consider coming to be a part of our fellowship together. Help us to help them if you would. Thanks so much.